Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. Well, we had our Lighting the Way, our Abundance Journey celebration on Friday, so we're going to do a little light right now. And I invite you to stand and sing along because everybody knows this song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere I go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna shine. Light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. 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 Let it shine.
All right, thank you, everybody. All right, you can have a seat.
Help me welcome Reverend Gordon Keyler, please.
Good morning. How many of you were here the last couple nights? Oh my gosh, it looks like a lot of people must have gotten really worn out. I understand. If you'll notice, I am not wearing my Sunday shoes today. My dogs are tired, but happy from all that dancing and celebrating we did. I want to give a special shout out today to those of you who are here, or maybe you're watching online because you're at home in bed. To all of you who worked so hard to make our Journey to Abundance event such a success. And to all of you who came, my gosh, there was a crowd and it was exciting. Can you feel the energy in this room? We were rocking the house. So if you were part of the team that helped make that happen and helped clean up afterwards, would you please stand up? Thank you. And I will tell you, there were way more than are standing up. They're probably all exhausted. So thank you to everybody who was a part of that. If you were here celebrating with us, stand up. If you were committing to being a part of the future of unity in New Mexico. Wow, thank you. Thank you. And like I said, I want to let you know this place was packed. And then last night, oh my gosh, last night we had Marianne Williamson here as our presenter. And it was standing room only. There were people everywhere, and she kept going. It was 10:30, 11 right in there when we finally left. So wow, I hope you can feel the energy that has been generated in this room. And that energy is not going to stay in this room. It is going to go out from beyond these walls. That's what the whole weekend was about, was expanding our teachings and supporting that as we move further out into the community. So hold on to your hats. I'll be talking more about that in a few minutes. But if you are here for the very first time, welcome home. We want you to know that we see you. We see your hopes. We see your dreams. We see your struggles. And most importantly, we see your light. And we want you to know that we who are here now are here to provide a safe place for you to grow spiritually. And whatever brought you here today, whether you are seeking healing, community, opportunity to delve into your spirituality, you will find it here. And as you know, we are not concerned about the color of your skin because all colors are part of the spectrum of light, and we are all light beings. We are not concerned about where you are from because you are home with us right now. And we are not concerned about who you love. We rejoice with you that you love. The world definitely needs more love of all kinds. So welcome home. And if you have not already gotten a welcome packet, please be sure to stop by our welcome center in the foyer or see an usher and get a welcome packet. And please be sure I get to connect with you after service. All right, now we are going to, oh yes, we got to do this. Yes. If you have not already done so, please pull out your phones, check in with our social media check-in. I am ready to fly. Are you ready to spread your wings? Are you ready to become more than you already are? Then get ready, because we're going to do that today. Once you have done that, though, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. And with that, I would like to turn the service back over to Michael Small, who will share some information with us.
Good morning, Unity. So I have some announcements, but before then, I want to announce or have Novella come up for a very special announcement.
Wow. The last weekend has been amazing. We've been ramping up, and now we've gotten to the Abundance Journey, and it's behind us, and Marianne Williamson, and that's behind us now, and jumping from that, and now we have a next big thing. There's a smaller thing that's going to happen before then, though. April 27th, Keyler and Debbie Rose is going to be doing a Better Living series workshop on everyday tantra. You thought it was just about sex. So check out the website for information. And then the next big thing is going to be the art show, May 4th. EarthCare is sponsoring this as a way to raise money for our xeriscaping program, our project that we're doing on 3 sides of the building. It's one of several ways to raise some money for us. If you are an artist or know an artist that would like to rent a booth, and then they get to keep whatever they sell, the money, the profits from that,
then please let them know. This is available for you to post on your Facebook pages, Instagram, whatever. Get the word out. Let people know what we are doing and that we are earth-friendly and we care about the pollinators and making this place beautiful and even saving money because we are paying to water the grass. So now's the next big thing is the art show.
Thank you, Novella. And right after that, we're going to be doing an Adventures in Faith, Living Untethered by Michael Singer. Beginning in May, Unity presents our spring adventure in faith based on the book Living Untethered by Michael A. Singer. Hosts are needed for the next adventure in faith. Adventures in Faith is an opportunity for small groups and meetings in various homes and discuss the book. The groups are led by facilitators, each of whom will have material to guide in the discussion. Who can host? Anyone. You can. If you are interested in hosting a group, please let us know the following: your name and address, how many participants have you have room for, and days of the week and time you can host. A new member class is going to happen Saturday, May 18th. Reverend Gordon is starting a class. If you're interested in becoming a member at Unity Spiritual Center indicates a definite, considered choice to be an integral part of Unity's spiritual community. It represents a community to the manifestation of Unity's principles in one's life and a commitment to share in the joys and the responsibility of co-creating and maintaining this ongoing Unity ministry. The class provides an opportunity to understand Unity principles. Parking. If you are looking to come here and there's no parking here, you can park across the street over in Ashbury Methodist Church. They have actually graciously allowed us to use the far entrance over here of the parking spot, so you can use that, or you can park across the street or park over in the post office. There are many other activities and events happening here at Unity. Please check out the Unity website, the Facebook page, YouTube, or weekly online newsletter, or you could just call the office. We're just happy to talk to you. Okay. So our worship team is, you've already met Reverend Gordon Keyler. Sue Eaton is our trustee of the day. I am Michael Small, your platform host. Susie Orchard and Martine Beckman is our prayer chaplains. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Roland. Roland is our prayer chaplain. Todd Lowry is our music director. And along with Todd Lowry is David Craig, Brian Griesmeyer, Sharon Eldridge, Todd Lowry, along with Todd Lowry, and our special guest is Diana Hughes. Sue, you want to come on up?
Good morning, everyone. As we're moving forward in our abundance journey and we're studying the book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity that Gordon is talking about each Sunday, the board is also reading that book and talking about it every month when we have our meeting. And for me, one of the things that helps me to make changes, because you know the messages and the ideas in this book may trigger in us like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And whenever I want to make a change, I like to use an affirmation to help keep me going. And our book by Edwene Gaines has, in the first chapter, she has a bunch of affirmations. And one of the affirmations that I like, that I've been using, is, I am joyous, peaceful, healthy, enthusiastic, wise, loving, and rich. Praise God. So, as we're going through this series, that might be something you want to do, is find an affirmation that helps you to reinforce the changes that you're making. And now let us say together our mission, vision, and core values. Our mission statement: we inspire spiritual growth through honoring many paths: education, prayer, sacred service, and abundant living. Our vision statement: centered in love, we see a harmonious world of divine expression. Our core values: we are Christ-centered, loving, inclusive, joyous, uplifting, open-minded, and fun. And our unity credo: we believe all people are created with sacred worth. We serve all people in emotional and spiritual ways. We welcome the diversity of all. God and unity leave no one out. And now's the time to share our abundance and prosperity, and there are many ways to give. You can give in person today if you like. You can use our Church Center app. There's also online giving at our website, www.uscabq.org/give. You can use our text to give at 84321. You can stop by the office and give if you like. So let's say our offering blessing together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right now, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right now, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. All this love inside, all this love inside, let it shine. We can let it shine. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful.
And now let's join together and say our prosperity blessing. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs and desires of Unity Spiritual Center and those we serve are bountifully met from every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected. Our abundant good is here now. Thank you, God.
All right, thank you. It's time for a congregational song, so I invite you to stand. We're going to do a song called Watch Our Garden Grow. Swing it. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
First we plant the seeds, bless each seed that we sow, water the garden and pull the weeds, give it time and watch it grow. Watch our garden grow. Watch our garden grow. Watch our garden grow. Give it time and watch our garden grow.
We're blessed
With precious sunbeams, change that
blessed with rain from
above, growing the gardens of our dreams. The sweetest flowers are grown with love. Watch our garden grow. Watch our garden grow. Watch our garden grow. Plant the seeds, pull the weeds, grow the garden of our dreams. Bless with love each seed we sow. Give it time and watch our garden grow.
All right, thank you. You can have a seat. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
The word of the day for April 14th is health. I claim life, health, and wholeness now. I claim divine life, health, and wholeness for myself and my dear ones. I have absolute faith that these divine principles are greater than any worldly conditions. I fully activate faith, life, health, and wholeness now. I listen to the still small voice within me as I guide myself toward total health and wholeness throughout my mind and body. If fear and worry get the better of me, and I start to feel anxious, I put a demand on the principles of my inherent divinity that support ease and grace. I release and let go of any concerns. When I pray with anyone, I never focus on their condition. I focus on their divinity, their spiritual perfection. I see them as whole and prosperous. The innate divinity of everyone is health beyond illness, abundance beyond insufficiency, and life beyond death. I claim life, health, and wholeness now.
And as we think about life, health, and wholeness, I invite you to close your eyes if you are comfortable and visualize your awareness as a point of light moving from your head down to your heart. Perhaps you may see a seed moving from your hand down into the ground, a seed that is planted. As we breathe into this time of oneness, we allow these words to become the words of our heart. I claim life, health, and wholeness. I claim abundance. And as I breathe into this experience, I remember that claiming is but the first step. It is the taking up of the seed into my hands and planting that seed in my consciousness. I plant seed ideas of health, wholeness, and abundance. I plant them in the fertile ground of my heart, the place of love, the place of warmth. I water them with my understanding of abundance, my understanding of energy, my understanding that I live in an unlimited universe, an unlimited expression of divine energy that shows up as all that is needed. My seed is planted and grounded in sufficiency, in abundance, in the unfailing awareness that there is always more than enough. For a seed, there is more than enough nutrients in the ground, more than enough water, more than enough rain, more than enough sunshine. For my seed ideas, I know there is more than enough of everything that is needed for that seed to grow. More than enough energy, more than enough supply, more than enough life force. I water that seed with my understanding, with my energy, and it begins to grow within my consciousness, filled with the energy of love from the heart center. That seed idea takes root. It expands. It pushes toward expression. And along the way, there are weeds, blockages, old ideas, fears, each had its place in my life, my awareness, at some point. But now I pull those up out of the way. It may be ones around me with messages that are not of truth. I pull the weeds. It may be old voices, such as Myrtle Fillmore heard. Illness runs in our family. That is a weed belief that I pull aside. It may be words of I can't, or you can't. I pull that weed. It may be a voice that says, I am not worthy. I pull that weed. And with each weed that I pull, I say, thank you, God. For weeds do serve their purpose. And part of that purpose is to teach me to let them go. As I do this, my seed idea bursts forth into the sunlight. I water it and nurture it with faith. I don't need to know how the seed grows. I trust that it does. And my seed idea of health, of vitality, bursts into bloom. My seed idea of safety, of assurance, puts forth new leaves. My seed idea of expansion, of potential harvest, stretches toward the light of understanding. And the day comes for the harvest. And what is the harvest? But more seeds. More seed ideas of greater good, of greater expansion, of greater possibility. And the process begins again. And now, as I prepare to enter into silent meditation, I take one seed idea from my consciousness. Perhaps it is health. Perhaps it is love. Perhaps it is peace. Perhaps it is right and perfect employment, purpose, or relationship. Whatever that seed idea is, imagine holding it in your hands and planting it in the soil of your heart, your power of love. And in the silence, be one with that seed, for it is you. Be one and grow. Imagine your roots spreading out. Imagine pushing through the darkness, the unknown, into the light. Imagine reaching for the light, spreading your leaves, spreading your literal wings. Imagine blooming into a world where we know there is quite enough love and quite enough peace and quite enough joy for every living thing.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
Diana Hughes is here with a song by Bruno Mars. Is that who it is? Okay.
Faster. I've been working hard so long. Seems like pain has been my only friend. My fragile heart's been done so wrong. I wondered if I'd ever heal again. Just like all the seasons never stay the same. All around me I can feel a change. Oh, I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. Yesterday has come and gone, and I've learned to leave it where it is. I see that I was wrong, forever doubting that I could win. Just like all the seasons never stay the same. All around me I can feel a change. Oh, I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. Life's too short to have regrets, so I'm learning how to leave it in the past. Only have one life to live, so you better make the best of it. Oh, I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Diana, and Todd, and Sharon, and Brian. Aren't we blessed?
And David.
And David, where are you? David, oh, there you are. You slipped off before I had a chance to see you. Today my life begins. What a powerful affirmation. And how well it fits with what we are exploring this month, our journey to abundance, a new life. For us as individuals, for us as Unity Spiritual Center, and I believe for the world and the community as more and more and more people are embracing the consciousness of possibility. We have lived in a world where there's a consciousness of lack, a consciousness of, oh, I can't do that, or God doesn't want that for me. And that extends into a consciousness of, you can't do that. God doesn't want that for you. We live in an abundant universe. We are meant to have life and have it abundantly. Let's put some more energy into that. Abundantly. Thank you. That was Jesus' mission statement, an important, powerful statement. It was the essence of everything he taught. You are meant to have life and have it abundantly. What does that mean? That means you are meant to be healthy. You are meant to be prosperous. You are meant to have loving relationships. You are meant to spread your wings and fly and be the person you came here to be. Each one unique, each one wonderful, each one perfect and whole. That is your nature. That is every human being's nature. We forget, though. We get caught up in what's happening in the outer. We get caught up in what the Buddhists call the illusion. And our job, our role, our purpose is to get back to the truth, to return to the truth teachings of the Buddha, the Christ, the prophet, so many others down through history. Emily Cady, Charles Fillmore, Thoreau, I could go on and on with names. You know who they are. And that is why we're doing this series based on the book by Edwin Gaines, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. Laws not in, you better do it or you're going to be in trouble. Law as in principle. This is the way it works. It really, truly is all about physics. You know, we had Marianne Williamson here last night, and she talked about energy. And what energy are we putting into the world? Are we putting the energy of no? Are we putting the energy of it can't be done? Are we putting the energy of it can be done? It is possible. The world is meant to work. It's designed that way. You are meant to work. You're designed that way. I don't mean work like shoveling coal, doing the 16-ton thing. I mean work to function at your highest level of being. So that's what this series is about. Last Sunday, we began with the law of tithing and what it is and what it is not. Tithing is a way to put us into the flow of energy. And you tithe whether you know it or not, whether you do it with money or not, or whether you do it with anything else, you are tithing because you are putting out your energy. And if your energy is an energy of lack, you're tithing that to the universe. You're saying, this is what I'm giving, lack. And what's the universe going to give back? Lack. This is my tithe of illness. I am so sick. I am so tired. My body is a little tired right now, but I am not. I am filled with zeal and enthusiasm, like Charles Fillmore said. I fairly zizzle with it. We can tithe either positively or negatively. The universe will respond because it's the law. It's physics, pure and simple. It's energy. So that's what we learned last week. We learned a lot about what the difference between the popular prosperity gospel that is being taught in the Western world so much right now and what the gospel of living the life abundant is and why they're different. Living the life abundant says that, yes, there is more than enough for me and there is more than enough for you, every human being. And our purpose then, as we come into this consciousness of understanding abundance and understanding energy, is to look at the person on the street, the person who's dealing with addiction, the person who's dealing with being unhoused, the person who's dealing with prejudice, all of it, and say, there's enough for you. You are the light of the world too. You have all of that at hand. Wouldn't it be wonderful if our individual mission statement became, I have come that you may have life and have it abundantly, instead of just one person 2,000 years ago? I truly believe that's what he would have wanted, for all of us to take up that mission statement and say, I am present in this now moment, showing up as me so that you can have life abundant. You can have food. You can have shelter. You can have love. You can have whatever it is that you came here to be. Can you see how the world would be different? That was the core of Marianne Williamson's. I don't know if you picked up on it. That was the core of her message last night. And it can extend into all areas of our culture. Yes, even politics. Wouldn't it be wonderful if all of us had that consciousness? So that's the difference between the prosperity gospel and living the life abundant and providing that for others as well. That's what Friday night was really all about. Yes, it was a party. Yes, we had fun. But it was a showing up and standing up and saying, I will be a part of this. I want to be a part of making these teachings available to the greater population. It was the first step in the actual journey. You know, we planted the seed a couple years ago, and it's been growing underground. Friday night was bursting forth into the light. And those who participated and those who were here, and those, even if you weren't able to be here, if you were a part of that in your heart, that was the stepping up and saying, I am ready to be a part of spreading these teachings and making them available to the entire world. So I honor you. And if you were not here, if you didn't know about it, don't worry, there's always room for more. Always. This is an expansion, a growth. That journey was the first step. I mean, that celebration was the first step. And it began with just a seed idea. Sherry came to me and said, I have an idea. And at that point, it didn't have a name. We didn't know what it was going to look like. But it was the seed. How many ideas have you had in your life that are a seed? That you don't know what, may not even consciously know what it is. A couple years ago, I had a seed idea, actually I had it for quite a while, of coming back to New Mexico. I had no idea how that was going to happen. This church had a good minister. I wasn't going to come in and take over. And I thought, well, maybe I could start a church in someplace like Los Lunas or Gallup or somewhere like that. It was just a seed idea. I had no idea what it would look like. Or maybe I could go to work at Unity Village. At least it was further north. Or maybe, I didn't know. But I planted the seed. We planted the seed. And we began watering it and nurturing it. And it grew, and look where we are. But this is not the end. That idea, that seed idea, well, maybe I could start a ministry in Los Lunas, became, what if we had satellites in Los Lunas? Grants, Gallup, Las Cruces, you name it. What if we made these ideas available to others? Because there are others out there looking. So that was the purpose. That's the seed. That's part of that abundance consciousness. Can you begin to see that abundance consciousness is not about having more? It's about giving more. But you can't give something if you don't got it. You cannot give love if you don't got love. You cannot give financial support if you don't got finances. You cannot give healing if you are not healthy yourself. You cannot give understanding if you don't understand yourself. So that's the purpose of that. The second step in this process, the thing that creates the crucible to receive the energy that you are putting out and that is coming back to you, is your goals. And goals are a little different than a vision. A vision is the big picture. Where are we going? What am I doing? A vision may be losing weight, getting down to an ideal weight. A vision may be becoming healthy and strong. A vision may be having a loving relationship with somebody. A vision may be, having a house for some people, just having a place to live. That's the vision. The goals are the steps of how I get there. And both are important. Now, when you came in this morning, I have a hunch it didn't happen. Did you get a piece of paper that... You did? Good. Is there anybody who didn't get one? Michael, yeah, okay. All right, yay. You're going to need those in a few minutes, but not yet. So we're going to talk about goal setting, how we do it, why it's important, and what it means for us. Jesus had the vision, the life abundant for all living people. Well, all people. What was his goal? What do you think Jesus' goal was? He had goals. What do you think they were? Anybody? Spread the word. That's part of the vision. That's not a goal. A goal is more specific. A goal is more like how? Talk to people. I see hands, but I can't hear you.
Do the Father's will?
Do the Father's will? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think that's just being in the flow. Being willing to do, being willing to do that. He had to grow to that point himself. Identify disciples. There's the one I was looking for. Get a team together. His first goal, he knew this was something he could not do alone. His first goal was to create a team. That's what we're doing. And most of you, I would say, are now a part of the team, and if you're not, it's probably because you didn't know that's what we were doing. But your energy, your presence, your love automatically makes you a part of the team. Well, so welcome. Some of his goals, though, were not to remove us from the burden of sin, not to, intercede with an angry God. That was not his vision, so he didn't have that as a goal. I'm going to share with you something that Father John Martin Sahajananda Kuvarupu wrote. And I'm just going to call him Father John. Father John is a Benedictine monk who lives in India, and he has dedicated his life to interreligious dialogue. He's the author of What is Truth? A New Song of Creation, The New Annunciation, the universal call to be virgin mothers of God, where he talks about we are all, because we all have feminine energy within us, we all have the father and the mother within us, we are all here to birth the Godhead or the God principle into the world through our own expression, through our own life, through our own giving of ourselves. So Father John wrote this: the mission of Jesus Christ was to make people free from all scriptures, from all religions, from all external authority, so that they can live their life from inner freedom. You hear that? We don't live from a place of inner freedom. We live from a place of, I don't have enough money. From a place of, I don't have enough love. We are in bondage to the outer. And religion is outer. Ooh. No lightning bolts. Religion is outer. It's something made up by people, usually men. That needs to change. Made up by people with laws and rules that you have to abide by or you're not worthy. Jesus said, no, you are born worthy. You are free. Be who you came to be. Father John went on to write, Jesus' mission was to make people free from the past and from future so that they can manifest their eternity in the moment. Those who live in freedom can declare, I am the way, the truth, and the life, not from a place of ego, but from a place of understanding. The I am is our true nature. That is the name of God that was given to Moses. I am, and it's in every one of us. And we are meant to express that to the world. He goes on to write, those who live in the old covenant or the first covenant will say, the law or the religion is the way. Those who live in the new covenant say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So we can also say that the mission or goal of Jesus Christ was to inaugurate a new covenant in which the law is written in the hearts of human beings. It goes from here to here. It goes from, I am up there, some dude up there on a cloud, I am the way, the truth, and the life, or some teacher who is long gone, depending on what denomination you grew up in, to my heart, my truth. I am is the way, the truth, and the life. I am is here to express as the fullness that God is as me. A little piece of a greater whole. Charles Fillmore would write, God as principle is active in all human endeavors, experience, and so our purpose then is to manifest the abundant life that God is. That God is. Not to manifest the abundant life that God will let you have if you're worthy. Not to manifest the abundant life that, God will let you have if you say the right prayer or worship the right deity or make the right sacrifices. It is to manifest the I am, the abundant life that God is, as love, as compassion, as supply, as equity, as understanding. So the mission is the ultimate goal. But to reach the ultimate goal, there have to be steps along the way. For Jesus, it was getting his disciples together, getting his team together. And if you really read carefully, you'll notice that his work became greater and greater in the 3 years of his ministry, until ultimately he was able to actually overcome death even. And whether it happened the way it was written or not doesn't matter. It's a lesson for us. So we too then are called to harness our true wealth by having a mission, by having a goal. We have a mission statement right over there. But what is our personal mission statement, each one of us? What goals have we set that will bring about good results? Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have a mission, and we have goals. Some of those goals are to put our focus on getting these teachings out, getting the people to be able to see that the Jesus that I grew up with and so many others have grown up with was not the man who came to teach. It was mythology that was built around him through the years. It's getting back to the real teachings of the Christ, the real truth teachings that are universal to all paths, all faiths. And then we have goals to do that. Our first goal 3 years ago was to get the building back into shape and get out of the hole we were in. We did it. You did it. Our next goal then was to begin to spread the message out further. And it's not about packing this room. It's about going to where the people are. That's the big change that has to happen. And we have to realize that goal setting only works if we actually do it. So the first step, of course, as I said, is tithing. is knowing that when we put forth the representation of the energy we have into the universe, into the flow, into circulation, that it has to come back multiplied. That's physical law. Study electronics, study physics, study light. That is how it works. The universe is designed for one thing and one thing only, increase. But you got to be in that flow. So that's part of our goal. And along with setting that goal, then, we have other steps that we take in our personal lives and in our church life, and hopefully in the life of our species. The first one is cast aside limitations as the first step. Cast aside limitations. All of us have some beliefs about ourselves that prevent us from getting the deepest desires of our consciousness. Notice I say consciousness, not mind. Deepest desire of a mind may be a Ford truck. Deepest desire of consciousness is to see everybody living the life abundant. That's my deepest desire. But we get blocked. There are weeds in the way. Weeds that are, I am too old to have all of the things I really want. Or I am too young, too heavy, too thin, too tired, too broke, married to the wrong person, not married at all, not worthy, don't want to appear better than others. Oh, that's a tough one. It's prevalent in some parts of our country. There's actually a culture of, I cannot do better than my father because it would make him look bad. I told my daughter one time, please do better than me. I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I meant it. Each generation should be further along in their unfolding and their understanding. I love what Edwene Gaines wrote. Edwene Gaines doesn't pull punches. She states it like it is. She says, all of those are lame cop-outs. Every single one of them. The truth is, you are an expression of God. You are an expression of the Most High. You are a point of light within a greater expression of light. And absolutely anything is possible that you can dream of or imagine. But you got to believe it. You got to believe it. Goethe said, whatever you do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it. I don't know exactly how we're going to make satellite campuses work, but we're taking each step along the way. We have meetings every Monday, a team of us. And it's like, sometimes it's like we're just talking and not really even talking about how we're going to do it. But what we're doing is we're creating energy. We're creating consciousness. We are moving into the place of what can happen. We don't have to know the how. All we got to know is the next step. And by the way, the next step begins next Sunday, when Reverend Geo Downer will be here to give the Sunday message. I will be out of town. Some of you know Reverend Geo Downer. Many of us have known him for many years. He was before he became a minister and went to Hawaii. Well, actually, he went to Hawaii and then became a minister. But great things happen in Hawaii. Before that, he was a part of this ministry. He was part of our music team. He was on our board of trustees. He was an active part. And then he became a unity minister. He and I have remained friends through the years. And his vision, his dream was to come back to New Mexico. And right about the time I was thinking, how are we going to do satellites? I said, oh, maybe that's divine order. We don't know how it's all going to work out, but it is going to work out better than we can imagine. So he will be here to share the next part of this series with you next Sunday. So please come and support him. And if you have never heard Geo or never met him, you're in for a treat. It'll be so good to have him home where he belongs. The point is, we have to imagine something bigger than ourselves. We have to go beyond our current reality. The how is not our concern. God knows the how. So instead, we focus on the what. And we open ourselves up to the next step in the goal-setting process, which is on your paper, by the way. Open yourself up to possibility. Think about children. Remember when you were a child? For some of us, it was longer ago than others. But I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. You know, it was the beginning of the space age. I grew up with that. My dad was involved in that. I wanted to be an astronaut. Some of you may have wanted to be movie stars or presidents. Children dream big. They don't put limitations on it. Some of them want to be, my grandson for years wanted to be Spider-Man. He lived it. There's a picture you're going to see in a minute where you'll see just how much he really lived it when he was little. Children don't dream about being stressed out CPAs. They don't dream about not having a home to live in. They don't dream about being broke and depressed. No, they dream big. Jesus said, become as little children, meaning start dreaming big again. And the next step is be specific about your goal. Stop asking yourself, what do my parents think I should do? What do my children think I should do? What do my neighbors think that I should do? What do the experts think that I should do? I love that one. I want you to think about something. The Titanic was designed and built by experts. The Columbia River Gorge Bridge, which was called Galloping Gertie, was designed and built by experts. How well did that work out? The important thing is to stop asking yourself, what if or what should I do? Instead say, this I will do. So that's the steps. On your piece of paper, there are specific steps on how to do goal setting, what to do. First of all, number one, get out of your comfort zone. Some of us, our comfort zone may be, well, I'm comfortable being broke. I'm used to it. Yeah, get out of that comfort zone. Well, I'm comfortable not being healthy, not having energy. That was cool. I don't know what that was. It was God telling me you're running out of time. Get out of that comfort zone. Think about the caterpillar. It's comfortable being a caterpillar munching on leaves, and it goes into a chrysalis. Do you know what happens in the chrysalis? It turns into goo. If you would cut one open, don't do that, but if you did, a bunch of goo would come out. The caterpillar doesn't know what's going to happen. It doesn't know it's going to become goo, and it certainly doesn't know what's going to happen on the other side of the gooiness. And yet, it embraces the experience. I'm going to skip over a lot here. I didn't realize this was this long. Wow. All right. So, steps. List some goals. List some extremely scary things. It may be, okay, I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm actually going to go out and apply for a job. I'm going to stop finding excuses as to why I can't. Or it may be, I'm going to take a leap of faith and become a part of something. I'm going to try something like skydiving or climbing a mountain or bungee jumping. Now, I'm not going to do the bungee jumping or skydiving. But list 5 scary things. Then list 5 scary things you've always wanted to do, but never had the nerve to do. Maybe scuba dive, participate in a poetry slam, live in a foreign country, start a new business, write a book, paint a picture. It can be anything. The next step, list 5 small things that are only slightly scary to you and that you could do today if you chose, like maybe take your boss to lunch. That's not a hint, staff. Although, I'm always up for lunch. Trying sushi. Inviting that good-looking neighbor over for coffee. Step 4, choose the most appealing of those 5 things and write what the first step would be. Maybe actually saying, boss, would you like to go to lunch? Something like that. Step 5, do it. Just do it. Do the one small thing. Why? Because as we do small things, we gain confidence. We gain experience. We gain the momentum. We're putting the energy out there, and it may be small at first, but what happens? It grows. And the more of those small things we do, then we start doing the bigger things and the bigger things and the bigger things. I want to share with you a video that we shared on Friday night of what can happen when you have a dream, and that dream is the foundation of something bigger. So Hit it, guys.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
for the world we're gonna make.
Yes. Powerful video, and thank you, Dan. Are you here? No, we probably wore him out. It was a busy weekend. That video shows what has happened through the years because somebody had a dream of having a Unity Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Somebody had a dream 100 years ago of looking at the teachings of Jesus and saying, wait a minute, 2,000 years of Christianity and it still isn't working. Why? Because we lost the teachings. And we built a religion rather than a spirituality. It was a dream called unity. Throughout history, there have been those dreams. That was the result of the dreams that have gone before us. My dream is that becomes available to a greater community outside of these four walls. My dream is that each of you lives the life abundant and helps others live the life abundant. There are goals along the way. We'll make those as we go. We already know what some are, and we'll be making more. Unity Spiritual Center Albuquerque has a dream of impacting the entire state of New Mexico, of becoming not just Unity Spiritual Center Albuquerque, but Unity Spiritual Centers of New Mexico. And maybe further than that. But we'll start with what we got, right? World champion badminton player, did you know there was one? P.V. Sindhu wrote, "Your dreams define you. They have the power to give you wings and to make you fly. And you are meant to fly." Isaiah, the prophet, wrote many years ago, "But they that trust in God shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with the wings of eagles. They shall not run, and they shall not be weary. They will walk, and they will not be faint." And I add, they will fly. So spread your wings, set your goals, and fly. And fly with us. Namaste.
Todd's asking if we're ready.
Here we go. This is called You Gotta Be. 2, 3, 4.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Love won't always cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said. Read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others have a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Time asks no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. The world keeps on spinning, you can't stop it if you try to. This time it's love staring you in the face. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Love won't always cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh, my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be calm, you gotta be cool, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day.
And huge.
And some kids.
The kids are out there. You walking in the light of God. 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 You're walking, 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 walking in the light of God. You're walking, 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 walking in the light of God.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We have a guest here today, Talami, right? Talami, right here. Can you say hi? Hi. And then we also have a friend of Rhett's. Steve is running around here somewhere. There he is. Steve, welcome. Okay, do we have anybody that wants to share today? Okay.
So, we talked about this story where there was a big storm and it was raining for days, and they built a boat, and then the town flooded, and they got all the animals on the boat to save them.
Thank you, Tessa. All right, anybody else want to share? Oh. All right.
So today we did these drawings of a bird on how we should always try our best no matter the situation. So for one, we got 1 minute with a tutorial to draw the bird. I messed up the feet, so I gave it a hat and shoes. And then we had to draw it in 30 seconds, where we all rushed. And then we had to do it with the opposite hand and our eyes closed. And we saw that no matter what the situation was, we should always try our best. But then after that, we played concentration, and I won both times. Alex, you stink.
Awesome.
And what Katie said is, another thing is that knowing that you're trying your best in all situations and at all times, and to respect that you're trying the best, and to also realize that whatever you do, it's unique to you, and that you're always trying your best at that time. Mine looked pretty weird. But even though it doesn't look different, it's my best at this time, and everyone should recognize that whatever they do, it's their best.
That's beautifully said. And I think it looks awesome, Teddy. That's a cool looking bird. If you guys get a chance, check out their drawings. Okay, anybody else want to share? See Tessa again.
And we also made this boat, and Rhett and Stevie put a triangle on top, and we put a bunch of animals on the boat, and I think we're gonna show it to you next Saturday. I meant Sunday.
Thank you, Tessa.
I just want to say welcome to Dan, because he's our new sponsor. So take a bow, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Dan, I asked Dan if he would be a YOU sponsor, and he agreed. So Dan is now one of our sponsors. So we're very blessed to have Dan join us in the teen group and all our teen energy. So thank you, Dan.
Awesome. Okay, would you guys please join me in blessing these beautiful people? Oh, I don't think they're volunteering. Okay, please join me in blessing these beautiful people.
And now we'll stand and do our prayer of protection and peace song. And for those of you who may not know, this is the Dan that made the video we just watched. So, woo! All right, kids, you ready? Let's do our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is. Woo! Hey.